uses 4 pitches to mow down Geiger and a first strikeout on the year.
Yeah, this is what makes Coons so effective right here, the ability to locate the fastball up into the zone. Then he has quality off speed to back it up. You'll see a lot of split change today, a lot of arm side run, able to attack all 4 parts of the zone.
10 starts a season ago as a freshman for Tegan Coons, 5.40 earned run average. Certainly at times saw glimpses of what he could be, and then had those freshman struggles as well. At Cape Cod this summer, 3 starts, a 1.35 earned run average in that time. And again, that's exactly what Tennessee wanted to see. Wasn't a, and Coons just off the mark on that fastball. Thompson getting it started first for Nicholls. At 2-2.
Watch for is that split change. It's quality with heavy drop. It's going to get a lot of swing and miss. Had a big year last year, Andy. Carried a 4-1 record, sub-4 ERA, 45 strikeouts to just 18 base on balls.
He'll be the first to check out this Tennessee offense. Starting at the top, the tip of the spear is Henry Ford, getting the start at third base, his first game in a Tennessee uniform, transfer from Virginia. Ford flied out right field. Will test Riho Berger. And he's got it in front of the scoreboard out there. 1 up, 1 down for Parachi. Tennessee, like typical fashion over the last few years, they're having to insert a lot of new guys into their lineup, lose key players from a season ago. You return a few guys, but it's a lot of youth and a lot of new this year once again.
Yeah, and it's something that Josh Elanders went through in the past before. I mean, they're going to have guys drafted just from the success they've had. But what comes with that, you get to pick up elite top-tier talent out of the portal, and you get to plug and play with a lot of these guys, and you're going to see a bunch of them early on here in the lineup.
Blaine Brown, first pitch, wastes no time. Line drive into center, the Rice transfer. Already aboard, his first hit as of all.
Make an appearance, I'm sure, very soon out of this Tennessee bullpen.
First time Josh Elander as head coach has been able to truly write his own lineup card. I'm sure he's played plenty of a part in writing lineup cards in the past, but this one all his. Any surprises, Cody, once you saw the lineup?
Not so much. We knew that they were dealing with a couple of injuries. I think the big shocker to me was maybe seeing Ford in that leadoff spot. Nothing new. We've seen it with Christian Moore in Tennessee in the past. Thought that bat may be more in the middle of the lineup, but that's a guy that you want to get those 25, 30 extra swings in on the year.
Levi Clark in the 3 spot, sophomore out of Marietta, Georgia, his first AB of the season.
And a lot of these lineups have changed now too, Andy. I mean, you know, traditionally you see a lot of guys with speed. Stolen bases is kind of a lost art now, and they're playing more of a numbers game. Like, hey, we want to get more guys. You know, we're playing on base percentage, more people on, and then playing for a home run. So that's what you kind of play between.
Clark waited on that breaking ball, barely got a clip and found it away. Clark was one of a few freshmen that got significant playing time for Tennessee last season. Had 38 starts, 10 home run guy, and at times had flashes of a potential all-conference, all-American player. Then at times went through struggles.
Yeah, heading into pre-conference play, he was arguably one of the best hitters in the country. And then we got in and got settled against Florida, and the lights kind of went out against him, had a couple of bad outings, and ended up spending some time on the bench for a couple of weeks and then started to rebound. But regardless from last year, this guy's going to have to be a key piece in the middle of this lineup.
355 average, 6 home runs pre-SEC play last year. That average was 220 in 13 conference starts. Swings through that one. Look down to first. Brown able to get back, but first strikeout for Parachi. Sits down Clark.
Yeah, and I like that mix from Parachi right there. Scouting report says that he really likes to attack east and west. So he's going to work more corners in and out. Having the ability to show a fastball up in the zone is going to get some swing and miss, and it's going to set up that off speed.
Yeah, the most veteran bat on this Tennessee team will get his first AB. Reese Chapman, 98 career starts as a Volunteer. Can't get the curve on that one. The senior now from Parker, Colorado, 64 starts a season ago. 13 home runs, 53 RBIs. This is the top hitter returning for Tennessee in their lineup.
Yeah, and this is such a contrast in college baseball right now. You look at Nicholls' lineup. They have 7 players that returned from the 2024 Southland Championship team. Tennessee only has 1 guy on this roster that was at Tennessee in 2024, and you're looking at him right now.
Chapman again waves at the curveball from Parachi. 1 hit in the inning. Blaine Brown on the first pitch he saw. Chapman will try to battle. 273 hitter last year as a junior. Member of that College World Series championship team. Last year was Chapman's first year really being an everyday guy. Was more of a part-time player in that championship run for Tennessee. The Tennessee teams, the way they've been set up over the last few years, it is tough to crack the lineup. And Chapman certainly had to wait for that role. $53 RBIs for Chapman last year. Doesn't waste much time here on opening day. That's something Tennessee has been so good at with Josh Elander as hitting coach for so many years, was 2 out base hits, especially with runners on.
Yeah, and they're going to be extremely aggressive on the base pass with Elander, too. He's not going to shy away for some plays at the plate. He's going to put pressure on defenses.
Here's Stone Lawless, redshirt sophomore catcher from Huntsville, Alabama. A veteran in terms that he's been on the team now. What's his 3rd season, but only 28 career games played up to this point. Looks for a bigger role this year. Well struck to center, is going to call on Irvin. He's got it to take a leap in his 2nd year. 7 guys return to the starting lineup for him.
Yeah, and they did a good job this offseason, you know, piecing together some JUCO talent that you get down there in Louisiana and putting it in this lineup. So this is a group that has some experience behind them, and they're going to keep growing and keep getting better and better throughout the season.
Nico Rijo Berger will stand in for his first AB, getting the start out in right field. He is a Knoxville native. Tegan Coons went 1-2-3 in the first, a pair of strikeouts. The Tennessee defense, also a new look, not tested too much in that first frame. And now a weak hit ground ball is going to test Antigua, but he's so sharp in that middle infield spot. Good run from second to make the play.
Yeah, there's not a lot of second basemen in any conference making this play. Traditional shortstop, you're going to see a lot of glove work from that young man right there. Has tons of range and a really good arm to back it up.
Nice smile for Antigua. His 3rd year as a Volunteer, and he's been a guy that's always been a defensive specialist that has had action maybe late in games when Tennessee just needs to play defense and need a sure-handed guy in there. He's looking to expand his role as well, as Artigues flies this one to left. Chris Newstrom battling some sun. He's got it. Defense now jostling around in the outfield, getting the legs warmed. But Antigua, go back to him. He mostly would sub in at shortstop, so maybe a bit of surprise opening day at second base.
Yeah, and I think he earned it, Andy. From everything we've heard in the fall, just had an incredible year swinging it. You know, we've heard, Manny Marin is the shortstop of the future here. And Antigua just had such a good fall with the bat, and his glove plays so well. He's going to find his way on the field one way or another, and I can imagine that those two are going to flip-flop throughout the year. You're going to get a combination of those two between short and second a good bit.
It's easy to take an opening day lineup and pick it apart and maybe overreact, but even this weekend, you're going to see a lot of mixing and matching just to get guys in different spots. Slow roller, Henry, other super regional appearance for Tennessee baseball. They went to Fayetteville. Arkansas Razorbacks ended up advancing to the College World Series. Volunteers have made it a habit to get to the super regional 5 straight years and 3 College World Series in that span, and obviously the national championship in 2024. It is a new head coach as we enter opening day with Josh Elander, but still so many familiar faces with this team, as that's a good play out at shortstop. Jackson Milam makes the play. But the announcing of Josh Elander as head coach basically just a week after Tony Vitello went to San Francisco, kept this team intact together, kept the staff intact, brought some new faces in. It was just well executed by Tennessee overall.
Yeah, it all started happening that third Saturday in October. Tennessee, Alabama's playing, and the next thing you know, Tony Vitello is the head coach of San Francisco Giants, and I don't think Josh Elander's got enough credit yet for the job that he's done. That's a situation that could have blew up really quick, Andy. I mean, they're right in the middle of their Fall World Series. National Signing Day hadn't happened yet. You have a couple of these assistant coaches leave. Some of these players walk, go to junior college. You lose some of those guys, and you're fighting uphill the rest of the way.
Abernathy launches this one deep right center at the track, and Irvin makes a great play right at the base of the wall in the shade. Antigua, his first AB, the junior from Lake Worth, Florida. Antigua played in 51 games last year, 20 starts. Again, would enter the game often as a defensive specialist. Only had 73 at-bats, 192 average. But again, as Cody mentioned, had a really good fall. Was one of the tougher outs to get, and expects to take that next jump from an offensive standpoint.
Yeah, and that is the next step for him, Andy. Like we already talked about, elite fielder, can play both sides, short and second as well. And I think that's what Tennessee's been waiting on. That glove's so good. They just waited for that bat to emerge.
That one got him square in the back.
40-degree weather is not a good mix.
You never know what you're going to get weather-wise in February. The sun is out. It's not warm, but it's not freezing. There have been some days opening weekend that you want to forget weather-wise. Nicholls staff got up here last night. They're surprised how cold it was. They're used to being down in Louisiana, a bit warmer right now.
Yeah, phone currently has it at 55 degrees right now, so
okay.
it's basically a summer day here.
Pretty good. Chris Newstrom gets his first AB, sophomore for Tennessee, Scottsdale, Arizona. Small sample size as a freshman, but definitely got the nod in a few meaningful outings. 13 starts, 351 average, and 5 home runs in that time.
Yeah, just check the weather in Baton Rouge. 77 degrees.
Okay.
Thibodeau is 70 miles south of Baton Rouge, and those two square off quite a bit. That is Nicholls' most common opponent in the SEC, and they have actually beaten LSU 3 times since 2015. The last time they got them was in 2023 when they upset #1 LSU in Alex Box Stadium.
And the year that LSU went on to win national championship. So a little bit warmer down there, but not too bad for opening day. Newstrom chased that one upstairs, 2-2 count.
Yeah, and that's something we highlighted off air. This is the first time Nicholls has traveled for an opener since 2017.
Yeah, typically there's so many teams up north that need a place to be during February. They can't play. So if you're down south, you're likely staying home for the first month of the season. Three-two count upcoming. And Nicholls, even since 2017, they've hosted Missouri. You don't really want to be playing at Missouri right now.
No.
Tennessee learned that in mid-March 3 years
play
ago.
Missouri in about May or June.
3-2 pitch, Antigua on the move, and that's strike 3. About 3 years now. Umpire crew is going to come together and convene. Tegan Kuhn still on the mound for Tennessee. Cody,
Yeah.
what do you think of all the changes here to the stadium?
It's beautiful. I mean, you're looking at $100 million renovation, and and the biggest word that I've heard with this is over the past 3 years, Tennessee has wanted this place to become enclosed. They wanted it to feel like a true stadium, and Andy, they are about as close there as they could possibly be now.
A bunch of new suites above us right now. Added the full stands down both right and left field lines throughout the last few years. Slow dribbler for Marin, and got him. Good play by the Tennessee shortstop for the first out.
And both defenses look good so far, Andy. Guys getting good jumps on baseballs, attacking it, being aggressive, really helping out the pitching staff. Because, early in the year, they're all on pitch counts. I think Tennessee's guys are up around 70 right now. Not sure about Nicholls, but that's what you want. You want guys putting it into play, making plays behind them, keeping that pitch count lower, especially early on.
A part of the renovations is new turf was installed on the field as well. Tennessee's had turf for a number of years now. That was one of the first changes when Tony Vitello got here, was installing the new turf on the field, and it definitely plays different. There's some different things about it that the ball will move differently. You slide, you got to start a little bit ahead of time so you don't go past the bag. Another strikeout for Tegan Kuhns as Pouchot down swinging, 2 outs. But it really starts to feel like a true advantage with the turf. You've got the stadium now that can hold over 8,000. You're able to get more people in here. It already was, quite the environment with fall fans, but now you can get more of them in, and it's just that much more of an atmosphere.
Yeah, this is a place that can get rowdy really quick. I mean, such a huge change from even, within the last 10 years to how the stadium looks, but just the fan interaction. I mean, they're selling this place out on the regular.
Opposite way for Carson Irvin, right down the left field line. And it's a first hit of the day for Nicholls.
Yeah, good start for Irvin here early on. Last inning made a great play out into center field, and now he's turned the lineup over, shooting a little slider down that third base line to get Nicholls going.
Yeah, Irvin, one of the more experienced bats in this lineup. The senior hit .303 last year. He's able to get aboard to try to make something happen with 2 outs here in the top of the third. First time Coons is now in the stretch. Back to the top of the order. Keegan Geiger struck out in the first.
Yeah, keep an eye on Irvin at first base. A green runner, a guy that can move. 8 for 13 in the stolen base department last year.
Coons keeping a sharp eye on him. Already a trio of strikeouts today. 1 in the inning. Up 0-2. Geiger rolls over. Stay alive.
And Andy, I think that'll be something that'll be talked a lot about this year. I think one of the first questions that was asked when it came to Coach Elander and what was going to be different was the base running situation. In the past, Tennessee wasn't overly great at holding runners, gave up a lot of stolen bases. He addressed that early, said that that was going to be a totally different viewpoint. How they hold runners, they're going to give their catchers a chance to make some throwdowns at second base.
Well, Josh Elander was a catcher himself at TCU. No one liked throwing a runner out more than he did. Coons on the 1-2. Downs Geiger for his second strikeout of the inning. And Levi Clark due up this inning. Henry Ford considered the top portal hitter in the class this summer, and to some people's surprise, evaded the MLB draft.
Yeah, he walks into this year as the number 30 overall draft pick in this 2026 class. And Andy, you nailed it. I mean, people considered it that he had a down year last year. You want to hear these down year numbers? 362 average, 11 homers, and 46 RBIs.
Line drive up the middle, his first base hit as of all. 2 fantastic years at Virginia, and you say it was a down year because he hit 17 home runs as a freshman to set a Virginia record.
Yeah, his freshman year was incredible. 17 homers, 70 RBIs, both set a record. But even in that down year, averaged 1.5 hits per game last season, which was good for second overall in the ACC.
Hey, we talked about it, you know, Christian Moore, one of the best players of college baseball 2 years ago. He was top of the order. There's that debate. Do you want your best player to be able to be in spots to drive in runs, or do you want to get them more at-bats? And Tennessee over the years, they've liked to put a guy that they know will be consistent right there at one, and Henry Ford has to scream consistency in terms of getting on base. His average has proven that over 2 years.
Yeah, and you could see the home run numbers jump here in this park. This is a guy that's extremely patient, does a good job getting himself into good hitters counts, and that's going to pay dividends for him and this Tennessee team in the long run of the season.
There's still a lot of unknowns about this Tennessee lineup. Where are you going to get the consistency from on an everyday basis? You have a lot of sophomores who are trying to make that freshman-sophomore jump. You've got some newcomers, and how do they mesh with the team? Josh Elander, very complimentary of this guy right here, Blaine Brown, and his ability to mesh within this team. Sometimes when you go through the portal, you just don't know until you get a guy in there how they're going to fit in, but he has called Blaine Brown a perfect fit. That 0-2, though, had him all kinds of tangled up. Brown, who got a hit back in the first inning, down swinging that time.
Yeah, and that's that split change that we were talking about, Andy. He's going to be really difficult on the left-handed hitters because of that alone. That is his quality out pitch. He gets a lot of swing and miss with that, and that is both Parachi and Coons using that little split change where they essentially jam the ball in between that second and third finger, and it comes off with a splitter grip, kills a lot of spin, and tells a ton of action into that pitch.
Sky high from Levi Clark. Popped up in the infield. Jenkins battling some slight wind here at the ballpark today, but down goes Clark. He's 0 for 2 to start. So Henry Ford a leadoff single, and now 2 quick outs from Bruno Paracci, a guy that is expected to anchor this Nicholls staff. Getting really good numbers last season in the Southland. Struck out 45 guys, just 18 walks. He'll get the job done, sub-4 ERA. Chapman hits this one real well. Right center gap, dropping off the wall.
2 early RBIs in the season for Reese Chapman.
Fantastic start for the senior. Only guy back in this lineup with over 200 at-bats, and that was an everyday guy. Great numbers RBI-wise, has already got 2 on the board for him this season. And both of them with 2 outs as well.
Yep, clutch.
Back to the Tennessee catcher, Stone Lawless. 0 for 1, a fly out in the first. The breaking ball for Paracci has been tough to pick up on. All his .288 average last year, 5 home runs and 20 RBIs. Waits on the breaking ball and a slow roller. Foul down the first base line. Josh Elander having a word with Reese Chapman. You know, maybe some question is Josh Elander's head coach. Is he going to be in the dugout? He's been at third base for so long, but has stuck with his typical comfort spot down the third base line. Line drive to right, first step up.
A little bit of a first step in, and it was a little bit of an 0-2 late once it got over top of his head. Another big swing for Tennessee. Another 2-out RBI for the Volunteers.
RBI double for Stone Lawless, his first of the season. Back-to-back RBI doubles for Tennessee. Sets up Manny Marin. Marin 0 for 1, a ground out in the second. Marin, a freshman last year, his role grew throughout the season. 26 of his 45 total starts were in SEC play last season. Very meaningful experience now into year 2. Was a part of what was a #1 recruiting class for Tennessee last year. They brought in another #1 recruiting class this year. Expectation for freshman classes every year. Tony Vitello, Josh Elander, and staff have always been, you are the future, but your time is also now. Four-pitch walk to Marin, 2 aboard.